Hey look, Ivysaur. Yes, I'm a nerd. I put stickers on my water bottle. Do you want to see them? I'll show you. That is the most Tism thing ever. Oh my god. Hello, and welcome back to the Knit Away the Anxiety podcast. My name is Marissa. I'm a bit more anxious today because it's been a while. Haven't recorded for you guys in a bit. The last month has been kind of insane. But hopefully today will be a really good episode, and I'm really happy to be back. It's episode 6, and I'm recording this on Saturday, April 12th. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, hence why the little curtain thing is up, because there is light coming right in that window. Hopefully the sound and everything is okay. I'm just using the lapel mic today. I did not feel like getting out the big fancy contraption thing my husband has me using sometimes. It was too much. Far too much. So, we got a lot to go over today. Obviously, it's been like a month or so since I recorded, so I've got a lot of FOs, quite a few whips, and a lot of acquisitions because my birthday was last week, and I went nuts. So, that's going to take some time. And there's going to be a little weight loss update and anxiety stuff at the very end. Content warning will be in place as usual. So let's get started. I've got a different notebook now because I need a bigger notebook. So, we'll start with my FOs. I have 6. I have 6 FOs since you last saw an actual episode. So, let's do that. So we're going to start with my first of 3 sock yarn cowls. So this one is the first one. It's just a purple gray single ply. I've had my stash for freaking ever. I intend to give this to my mother-in-law for Christmas because purple is her favorite color. This pattern is by Noble Knits, and I'll have the link for that down below, like always. And I did this on a US 4 or a 3.5mm needle. And this is another reason why my setup is a little different, because I'm trying to be closer to the camera because I have acquisitions and whatnot. Like, I want you to actually see the yarns and the colors and whatnot versus when I was another like 3 feet away. So hopefully you can now actually see the colors. Hopefully. So hopefully you can see that now. Let me know in the comments if you can, or if it's just more blurry, or if it, let me know. Like, I'm trying different things to make things work so that you guys are actually able to see things and able to hear things without a whole bunch of extra work on my part, because this is supposed to be fun for me, and when it becomes a bunch of work, it won't be fun anymore. So I'm trying to keep it fun. So that's the first sock yarn cowl. That was a super easy pattern. Literally, it's a free pattern. You literally just do an inch of ribbing. It's like this pattern was intended to be done with 1 skein of Felichi yarn, which is like 50 grams or whatever. So like you literally do an inch of ribbing and then knit for like just 7 or so inches straight, and then do another inch of ribbing. Like, if you weigh out your first inch of ribbing and you save that amount when you get to the end, you literally use up the entirety of a skein of yarn, a half skein of yarn. So really good thing to do with scraps. That's what I did with this. Like, this was more than 50 grams, and that's why it was so much longer than the 7 inches, but I'm super happy with how it came out. I have yet to freaking block it though, so there will definitely be some blocking in my future. I have literally everything I'm showing you I have not blocked, with the exception of a pair of socks. So we'll see how that goes. I have a lot of things to block, a lot of things to wash, and I'm just procrastinating on that. Anyone else do that? Anyone else procrastinate when it comes to blocking? Because, like, I can't like, I don't block my socks. I just throw them in the washing machine and air dry them. And then, like, hats and cowls and whatnot, I don't really block those either, unless I'm intending to give it for a gift or something and want to wash the oils from my hands and the yarn off. But I don't know. Anyone else? Let me know in the comments. Do you do that too? Is that a thing you do? Okay, and then sock yarn cowls 2 and 3. They are identical because I had like 75 or so grams. I had a lot of this yarn left. I had probably close to a whole skein of it left. So I did two of these cowls in the same colors. One of these will go to my mother, and one will go to my sister-in-law, who actually both have socks in this color. So get this a bit closer for you so you can see it. It's a bunch of colored speckles and pink. The base is pink. That's my sister-in-law and my mom's favorite colors. So that makes my life super easy. But that yarn is by Sock Obsession Yarns. That's the clean cut color. It's there on their 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon base. I know Sock Obsession Yarn has been like a little bit controversial or whatever, but I swear she does this thing called 150 gram MCN skein. Not only does it have freaking cashmere in it, so it's extra soft, but then you also get more yardage for like barely any more money. And I really love that as someone who, you know, is in a bigger body. Being able to get sock yarn without it spending a whole bunch, like being able to get a sweater quantity in 3 skeins instead of like 5 is great for me. So do with that as you will. Her site will be linked below. And like I said, guys, ends have not been woven in, things have not been blocked. I finished the second Italian autumn cowl, which I've gone over extensively before. So, but look, I'm closer. I can actually show you the colors now. So, yeah, so that's the purple, and that's the gradient between the two colors. Whoops. So yeah, this one of the 2 that I've made will go to my friend, who's now in Chicago because she moved. So, but one of those will go to her. And that was super easy. The Italian autumn cowl by an Italian knitter. I did that in the same Cape May Fibers, one of a kind and sunny morning on a US 10 or 6mm needle. And then I next have a project that you have not seen before because it was not started the last time you saw me. I put I had an itch. There was, you know, that cast on itch where you just need to make something and you want to just devour it, like you just have to have the thing now. That was me with this project a couple of weeks ago, so much so that with my husband's advice I paused literally everything else and worked on only this for 2 straight weeks. And it is beautiful. It is not washed, it is not blocked, but I have worn it out in public multiple times now. I've worn it to work. I wore it to my birthday party last week, and it turned out fantastic, and I'm so happy. And get this all undone. This is definitely going to take up the whole frame. This, if you can even see it, is my Melting Marl shawl by Stephen West. And that's the full color transition. Can you see it? There we go. There's all the colors that I did. And these were all a pack of DK skeins that my sister-in-law got me for Christmas a couple years ago that I've just been kind of sitting on until I found the project for them. And this project was so easy, guys. It was so easy. It was the most wonderful, perfect thing that I could not have asked for a better project. It was exactly what my anxious brain needed in that time when I was like just speeding through it. I ended up doing like the kind of fadey look because I wanted to use all those colors and I wanted them to fade. It got really hard down here at the end though, because I literally like would finish one color and immediately have to start another color because the skeins it uses that much yarn. So yeah, that's the Melting Marl shawl by Stephen West, and I did that out of Moonglow Yarn Co.'s 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon base, and that was done in the color Aspen, and then Eclipse, Arabesque is this darker brown color, and then this darker purpley color is Burnt Hollow, and then this last pink one is Driftwood. I might have these out of order. I can't remember. But yeah, I've had these in my stash for a while, so that's more yarn out of my stash. And then there's the big one. The really big one, which has been used many times, but not washed. There's a lot of dog hair all over it. I finished my brick block blanket! It's so big. I can't even, it's just full frame. I can't yeah, it's done. It's freaking done. And oh my god, it's a beast. But it's fabulous. And I literally sleep under it every night in bed. And sometimes we'll have my husband grab it for me and bring it downstairs. Because it is exactly what I want it to be. It is fabulous and use so much yarn. I did have to buy an extra skein of Aqua to finish it, but that's okay. It's totally okay. I'm fine having an extra skein of Aqua. So I ended up using like almost half the skein anyway, so and it ended up being perfect, and I love it so much. It is fabulous. This plus my existing blanket on the bed is like perfect right now because we're in that weird spot where nights are really freaking chilly. But like, I don't even know. Like we're just in that really weird. We're in that like faux spring but not really faux spring thing right now. So, you know, you Pacific Northwesterners, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's just the weather is all over the place as it is. So. But yeah, that one is done. I'm so happy that one's done. Toss it over there. And the last FO, I finished reknitting my husband's socks. I'm only going to show you the one on the blocker. So these are, the other one, here's for proof. Here's the other one. I just don't have it on a blocker. I got these new blockers for my birthday, and they are a beast to put together, so I didn't want to delay recording anymore than I already was trying to get them figured out. So these are my husband's, and these have gone through the washer and the dryer because he's really hard on his socks and I don't care, and he doesn't care either. So they're a bit deformed because they went through the wash, but they're holding up good. Like I literally tore the original socks, which had been re-washed multiple times. I tore them completely apart, re-knit them as ramen. I didn't even like reset the yarn or whatever. I just knit it from ramen, and they now fit him beautifully. Like he is super happy with how these fit, and I'm super happy with it too, because then I can keep making him more socks because I have a lot of Patons Kroy now, as you guys recall, and I know there are some colors that he would really like. So but this was the Patons Kroy Tourmaline stripes, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's little strips of like, this is a strip of purple, this one's dark blue, and the socks actually alternate in the spot. So like where it's purple on this sock, it's actually blue on this one. Just because it's how it ended up the first time I did them. So, and I didn't bother changing them because my husband cannot see the difference because he's colorblind. He's red-green colorblind, and he cannot tell that there's a difference in the purple and the blue. He can't tell. So those are the socks. I'm very happy with those. Those came out great. And now we have whips. I do have a couple whips in hibernating right now. The Gingham and Daisies is in hibernating just because I really messed up my right wrist the other day when I was crocheting. So I'm trying to avoid it at the moment, or minimize it, just because I think sometime last week I spent too much time crocheting, and because of how I crochet, I got one of the little bones in my hand like totally offset or messed up. Like it just shifted in the wrong way or something because I was crocheting for so long. I've been wearing a brace for it, and I literally went to the chiropractor the other day, and she just went and popped the whole thing back in, and it was like instant relief. Like I don't experience as much pain doing this anymore. There's still some pain in doing this position for sure, but I think if I just continue to stretch and do that stuff, it should be fine. So I'm kind of avoiding the crochet at the moment. So the Daisies, Gingham and Daisies is in hibernating, and then so is the 6 Day Superstar. Mostly because the 6 Day Superstar is actually what I was working on when I messed up my hand. I decided to tear the entire thing out and recrochet it because I was really unhappy with how the center was like puckering, and I'm still not entirely sure about it because I redid it starting with the smallest possible hook I had, which I think was like 3.5 millimeter, whatever in the world like an E or whatever is. So I completely restarted it with that, and it like still kind of puckers, and I think it still it puckers because of the sequence when you're starting the whole blanket. Just that center for some reason does not what is the word? It doesn't like, it's not as structured or something, or like it's too I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it does this really weird puckering in the center, and I think it's because of the setup rows to do the, before you get to doing the repeats. So I thought maybe if I did it with a smaller hook from the start, it would fix it. So, hey look, Ivysaur. Yes, I'm a nerd. I put stickers all in my water bottle. Do you want to see them? I'll show you. That is the most Tism thing ever. Oh my god. I have a little sheepy, and then Siren Yarn Co., which is a yarn shop on the Oregon coast I got on vacation. That's a Sasquatch knitting a what is it? Ghost doodle cowl. I got this from Pacific Knit Co. The doodle girl, the lady who does all the doodle designs. I got a little teacup because I love tea. I'm a tea drinker. I got Ivysaur because I love Bulbasaur is my favorite Pokemon. Like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. Mostly Bulbasaur, but cute little evolution. Captain Marvel, my favorite superhero. And then one of the local alpaca farms to me, Alpacas of Oregon. So that tells you I live in Oregon, in the Portland metro area. That's all I'm giving you. And so Alpacas of Oregon is a alpaca farm I've been to a couple times. It was actually my birthday present a couple years ago. My husband took me on one of their little tours, and I got to spend a lot of time with the alpacas. So anytime we drive by there or any other alpaca farm, I'm just like, yes, alpacas. And then I've got this little triceratops with a cupcake and a cat on a skateboard. And then a little, of course, I live in Oregon, so Bigfoot. I believe in Bigfoot. So got that. I think I got that at the coast, one of our coast trips. That is a frequent thing we get. We get little stickers. We either get our souvenirs whenever we travel anywhere are typically a mug or stickers. And stickers live on the water bottles that we use. So that's the most Tism thing I've ever done in my life. I just showed you all of my freaking stickers on my water bottle. Oof. Back to the whips. So I don't really want to pull out the Garter Eyelet blanket or my version of the Habitation throw, because I did pull some of it out. I was really unhappy with the way the extend one side and straighten the other was happening, because I wanted it to be longer than it was wide. So I think I was doing something wrong. I think I was using the wrong form of decrease. I don't think the blanket liked me doing knit two togethers when I probably should have been doing a slip knit. So I pulled out to the point where I started to do those changes. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks before I record again, I'll have more knit in that space. I only had like a couple inches after doing that change, and hopefully that changing from a knit two together to an SSK will help divert the leaning, because I was getting like the corner was at like a 45 instead of a 90 degree, which is a problem. So it's like I couldn't fix it. I didn't know how to. So it was either just rip it back to that point or rip the whole thing out like I wanted to. And my husband was like, Marissa, you have literally spent almost 60 hours on this. Do not rip it out. If you do, I will kill you. Do not do that. That is insane. That is your all or nothing thinking. So I was like, okay, you're right. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna pull a little bit and fix it. So we'll see how that goes. So then I guess the only whips I can show you are, I started my other Musselburgh, the one I mentioned last full episode, and then I finally freaking started the Groove Light. Finally. So I'll pull out the Musselburgh first, and as a reminder, this is being done out of Sorella yarn in the color Casita, and then Lion Brand Sock Eves in the color Marshmallow, and I'm doing that on a 2mm US 2 or 2.75mm needle. And it's much brighter than the camera is making it look. Like the colors are more pastel. They're not quite so saturated, but that's what I got so far. There we go. So yeah, so I'm alternating, I did the math and figured out that I can alternate 1 gram of the marshmallow with I think 2.28 of the casita in order to get a perfect split between the two, and use up all the yarn and also get a hat that's going to be long enough to do both, obviously be the double thick like a muscle burra is, but also fold it up and give it a cuff. And I don't remember how many stitches I'm doing this on. I think I get 8 stitches to the inch. I'm doing the adult large, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to check my Ravelry for that. But yeah, it's the muscle burra. I've done it before. I've done it once before. I'm trucking along on it. After I got through the increase section, I figured out that 4 rows of casita is equivalent to 2 rows of the marshmallow. So I'm past the increases and I'm just in that straight stockinette part. So I'm just alternating every few rows, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, that is my muscle burra. And I realized after the stash video, I now have dedicated bins for the yarn for muscle burras, yarn for sock yarn cowls, and yarn for socks. And I also realized I have dedicated bags for all of them. So my Star Wars bag, I can't remember who it's from. My Dragonfish Handmade Goods Star Wars bag is my muscle burra bag. The yarn tarot bag from Joann's, which is c'est la vie, Joann's. Goodbye, love you. That's for my sock yarn cowls, and then I have the panda bag for the canvas panda bag for my socks. It's really odd having dedicated bags for certain types of projects. I've never done that before, but I actually really like it because right now I don't have any socks or a sock yarn cowl active, but I have the bags and the needles I know I'm going to use for them in those bins, so that when it comes time for me to actually begin one of those projects, when I need something besides the muscle burra or the groove light or something, when I need something smaller, I can just go directly to there, and I happen to have the bins and the bags are in the bins. So yeah, that's a new thing. I like it so far. So and now the groove light. I've got this in my twice shoed cheap bag that I got for my birthday a couple years ago for my mother-in-law. I've only used this bag a couple of times, but I love it so freaking. Look at the chubby little sheep. I just can't. They're so cute. And it's really great quality. It's really sturdy. So I am doing this out of another Sock Obsession Yarns color. It's supposed to be a riff on the Doctor Who episode where they meet Van Gogh, when he cuts his ear off and everything. So the yarn is called Doctor Who Cut the Ear Off. And I'm not going to show you what it looks like in the skein because the skein is like chaos. But this is what it looks like knit up. This fucking spot just, ugh. That little bit of pooling is gonna drive me crazy, and I can't really avoid it. And I think it's gonna happen occasionally, but yeah. So it's just a bunch of different shades of blue and orange, and it's got a lot of red in there, and it's really fun. It's a really fun color. And I'm just going with it. It's the pattern is ridiculously simple, designed to be done. Excuse me, this little marker. Trying to move it, it's making noise. The pattern is designed to be done with I think an advent or something like that, so it changes colors every few rows. But because I'm just using this yarn to use up a bunch of my stash, I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, that's the back side. So you can see my itty bitty little yarn tails from weaving in ends. But yeah, and I'm doing that on a US 6 or 4mm needle. I don't recall if that's what the pattern calls for. That's just the needle that I picked. I'm getting really accustomed to the knot swatching thing and just going with the needle that I think is needed. As a tight knitter, I kind of have to a lot of the time, because I have to go up a ridiculous number of needles in order to get gauge on a lot of things. And I'm not really doing anything where the gauge really matters right now. So I'm not doing any sweaters. Like, I'm reserving all of my sweater knitting for when I'm at close to my goal weight so that I can, you know, make sweaters I want to make and have them fit properly, instead of making a sweater and then having it be oversized as all hell a year later. So, because like I have a lot of sweaters in my Ravelry queue right now that are absolutely gorgeous that I really, really, really want to use my fancy freaking yarns for, and I really do not want to waste those yarns. And I'm also not a big fan of tearing things out and reknitting them. So, like, I don't think I've ever done that with a sweater aside from the Silver Spoons, so stolen silver spoons that I test knit and then tore out because I lost 15 or 20 pounds, like right after I finished it, and I couldn't wear it. So, and I ended up tearing that yarn out to do the 6 Days Superstar. Like, I have a whole other ball of the yarn that I use for that. Granted, it's acrylic yarn, but like, the sweater I have planned to do with that other ball of acrylic, I do not want to start because it's a fucking Felix. Like, I want a Felix pullover so badly, like now, but I know if I make it now, it's going to be too big. And I know if I purposely make it too small now, I'm not going to want to wear it, and that's going to make me sad. Like, if I'm going to make these cardigans and sweaters, I want to actually wear them now. But I'm not going to want to wear them now if they're too small. So, I'm in this weird limbo place where it's like I'm making accessories and blankets and socks and things that are easily, you know, adjust when your size changes, instead of the things like garments, just so that I don't have to redo them. But yeah, that's the Groove Light. Oh, and that's by Sarah Opie. I think she's from Bumblebee Acres, I think. The pattern's linked below. So there's nothing else, according to the book. There's nothing else in terms of whips, which means it's acquisition time! Sorry if I peeked the mic. It's acquisition time. Time to have some fun. I have this massive list. Lots of things. I'm going to pull them all out and show you all of the things that I've acquired. So for context, here are my freaking ankles, good lord. For context, last Saturday I had my birthday party, because I am now 30. And my husband and I went on a little yarn crawl, like a mini yarn crawl, like 2-story yarn crawl before my birthday party. So there were a few presents that were yarn related because my little list obviously includes yarn stuffs. The sock blocker for my husband's socks, the Katrinkles adjustable sock blocker was one of those things that my mom got me. Thank you, Mom. She doesn't watch. My parents don't even know this podcast exists. If they did, oh god, the questions I would get. And then I'm just showing you the non-yarn things because there are few enough. The yarn is going to take some time. So the other thing I got were some doodle decks. So if you recall, I mentioned the Pacific. Where is her handle? I know it's on here somewhere. Is it not? Oh my god, they're not. But either way, you guys know the lady who does all of the doodles, the doodle cowl lady, the doodle lady. You can totally see my little seal plushie back here. This is my little seal. He's my friend and also my little pillow and supports my head when I'm in my chair. I'm just gonna leave him right there. But so I asked for a couple of doodle decks. One of them is baking because I love to bake. Subsequently, another thing I got was a pop-up proofer. So like literally something to put water in and proof my breads, because I do a lot of bread. I don't do many like dessert type things, but like my bread, chef's kiss. It's delicious, and that's delicious without a proofer. Now I have a dedicated thing that is easy to store, and if you're interested, it's a Broad & Taylor slow cooker and proofer thing. I'll link it down below in case you want to look at it. Like it is, and I'll also include a little picture over here of what it looks like. Like it is fancy freaking shit. It's really fancy. I've had it on my list for years. And my dad freaking got, I had a refurbished one on my list, and my dad got me a new one. My dad used to work in a bakery and a deli, so he's very supportive of the whole baking thing. Like, he gets it. He gets to also benefit from all the things that I make. So, but I'm really excited to finally get to use that. So I got the baking thing, so it's got like all the little, it's the little deck. It's got all of the like whisks and mitts and the mixer and things like that. And then I'm also a big dinosaur person. Tell me you have a Tism without telling me you have you have a Tism. So I got the Dino Doodle deck, so it's got a bunch of skulls, and there's Stegosauruses, which makes me so happy. Stegosaurus is my favorite. I have a Stegosaurus plushie right up there, and he looks at me every day. He's adorable. Again, tell me you have a Tism without telling me you have a Tism. But yeah, so I'm really excited to use these. I didn't realize this, but each pack comes with 2 pattern, like cowl patterns. So like it comes with a single wrap and the like infinity tube version. So I could literally just make a bunch of cowls with these. I don't even need to actually go buy one of her patterns, although I totally could, because fun fact, I actually test knit for her at one point. Her Freddy the Corgi cowl, the dog cowl, I test knit that for her when she came out with it like years ago. There's a photo, I'll link my Ravelry page for it below. I actually have finished object pictures of it with like literally like wrapped around my now dearly departed teeny little teacup chihuahua, and they're really cute pictures. But I'll link the pattern in my Ravelry page for it, project page down below, because it was really freaking cute. But I got those, and those are super fun. I'm very excited to use those when I get into the like color work stuff. I'm very wary about color work. My floats are not great when it comes to color work. I generally avoid them. I think the last time I did any color work was like the cat socks I did for my friend Nicole. Like, and those had very, very little color work on them. It was literally a little like cats along the cuff, and then little like dots around the feet. Like, it was really, really minimal. I'll link the pattern for that too down below on the project page for those two, because they were like super yeah. I guess by linking all my project pages, you guys are gonna get my Ravelry now. Okay, that's fine. Because I haven't updated my Ravelry or my Instagram yet. I haven't like given that information yet, just because I'm like I'm not active on Instagram. Like, I watch a bunch of reels all day, but I don't like post things. Like, I think my last post was literally 2 years ago when my dog was put down. So like, I'm not a good poster. I'm really, really not a good poster when it comes to Instagram. I post things in my stories, like mostly political and anxiety related stuff in my stories, but like, I'm really quiet when it comes to Instagram. I'm not on Facebook like at all anymore. Like, I have a Facebook, but I don't use it for anything, because I think Facebook is terrible. It is a terrible, terrible place. It's not curated and happy like my Instagram. So, but okay, doodle decks. Are you ready for the yarn? Because there's a lot. There's a lot. I think after entering it all into Ravelry, I added 32 new entries to my Ravelry stash. Yeah. I think it was 32. Yeah. And after I go through all this, I'm going to go over my in and out stats since I last went over that. So, that's just going to live down there. What do I start with? Do I start with the fancy shit or the Felichi? I'm going to start with the Felichi. Just because I have the, let me get this situated. Oh my lord. I apologize for crinkles. Okay. So if you guys didn't know this, apparently, the end of a year, Knit Picks does this thing where they create the year before's value pack of Felichi yarn. So I put 2 of those on my Christmas list, or my birthday list. I got one of them from my mom, and with my husband's authorization, because it's a bit of money, I got the other one. and every single skein is the same dye lot, which is amazing. So I'm gonna show you this box. Keep in mind this box is double layered. There's 2 layers of yarn. Oh, if I took thumbnails, this would be the thumbnail. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So do I want to go through every single one of these? Jesus Christ. Maybe I'll just pull out 1 ball of each. That might be more doable. Yeah, I think that'd be more doable. Just 1 ball. So I literally have every Felichi color for 2024. Another fun thing that I learned, apparently there's such thing as a mystery Felichi. These. And it's different. Like, apparently there's a thing when you do the Felichi value pack where they give you a mystery skein of Felichi colors that has never been launched. Like, they never released it. So in the pack I got from my mom, I got this one, which is beautiful. It's like a subdued muted rainbow kind of. Like, it's beautiful. And then in the one I got from myself, I got this one, which is more like giving me that I'm not taking it out of the packaging, and I'm sorry for crinkles. I'm not taking it out of the packaging because it doesn't have a mate, and I don't want to lose what the hell it is. Like, I want it to know that I like have the label. But this one's like giving me like Rastafarian kind of like Bob Marley kind of vibes. I don't know. There's no name to it. It's just a 2024 mystery. So that's a fun thing. I didn't know that was a thing. But so, if you know Felichi, like, each of these balls is 50 grams. The reason I got myself a thing was so that I would have 50 grams per 2 50-gram balls, or 100 grams to make socks. My plan is to turn all of these into socks. The mystery ones will likely become sock yarn skeins because I am either that or I do my first pair ever of mismatched socks. I'm not super confident on that because I don't like things to mismatch. I really, really don't. Again, tell me you have a Tism without telling me you have the Tism. So, well, let's go through all these colors, shall we? So, first one I pulled out is the black, white, and gray scale called Silent Film. And then we've got Santorini blue scale, which is beautiful. I have a feeling my husband's gonna steal this fucker. And then we've got Sanderson, which is a Halloween color, so it's orange, like a darker gray, and purple. I intend to make these into Halloween socks to wear next year, or maybe this year. I can do it this year. I can probably do it this year. And then there's the SWAK, or pink scale, or sealed with a knit is what they call the color online. It's just like Valentine's colors. It's like a light pink and different shades of pink. These will be next year's Valentine's Day socks. And then there's Sebastian, which is different shades of blue and different like orange and red. I'm thinking this is supposed to be like Sebastian the crab from Little Mermaid. That's my thinking. And then there's Beach Cruiser, which is like a tealy blue, orange, and yellow. These are very, very bright, very summery colors. Yeah, those will become socks. All the socks. And then this one is Bonfire. It's got a yellow, orange, like a red, and a blue color to it. Excuse me. Pull those all out. Get to those below. And then we've got Buddy, which is like a gray, red, and green, so Christmas colors. I believe it's supposed to be like Buddy the Elf from the movie Elf. Fun fact, I don't like that movie. My personal opinion, Will Ferrell is terrible, but that's just me. Controversial, I know. I don't like his style of humor, that's just me. But the color is really fun, and I definitely plan on doing these for my very first ever pair of Christmas socks, which would be so cool to have my own Christmas socks. And then got the color Frankie, which is like, I wouldn't say it's super, yeah. These are the more muted, subdued rainbow. So literally rainbow colors, just more subdued. I think there's another one called Lisa. That's Lisa and then Frankie. It's supposed to be like Lisa Frank. If anyone is like grew up in the 90s, I was a mid-90s born baby, but like I remember Lisa Frank. I remember Lisa Frank being all over like school supplies when I was in elementary and middle school. So I think that's what they're going for, is like this is the like more saturated rainbow, and then I think the other one is the more bright neon rainbow. But I'll get to that one in a bit. And then we've got the general store color, which is like a gray, light pink, a tealy blue, a kind of brown, and a yellow. I don't know what they're going for with this one. I like it though. It's really like subdued and just kind of like an everyday color palette to me. That's just me though. And keep in mind, there are some of these colors I'm just like, I never would have purchased that for myself, like ever. Like these are not colors I would have, I prefer. But I think these at least give me the option to like make things for other people. And then this color is Cactus Flower. So it's got white, pink, different shades of yellow and green. So it literally is like a flower on a cactus. Okay. And then there's 4 colors left. This is the Lisa color. So in comparison to Frankie, where is that? So this is Lisa and this is Frankie. So you can see Lisa is a lot more neon and Frankie is more saturated and deep, whereas Lisa is far more neon and bright. So that's the difference between those two. And then this is Board Shorts. It's supposed to be one of those bright summer colors, shades of teal and blue, green, yellow, and orange. Really nice, actually. I really enjoy this color. I don't know if my husband will steal this, but I really like it. Two more. And then this is Ribbon Candy. It's like a gray, purple, deep teal, blue, and then different shades of red and pink. I really like this color. It literally looks like candy. It's really fun. And the last one, this is Country Roads. So this is different shades of yellow and orange with a light creamy color, gray, and like a burgundy. It's definitely like you're driving down country roads. Like it's pretty accurate, at least in my opinion. That's the last color. So that is all the Felichi that I have now. So yeah, that is all the Felichi. Sorry for crinkles. So yeah, that was 32 balls of Felichi that I add to my stash. That was 1,600 grams. Gram stuff will be coming later. Okay, so now, I apologize for crinkles again. This bag contains so much yarn. So much yarn. Now, when I was at this is all of the yarn that I got from my mini yarn crawl. I definitely bought a lot more at the first store because it was one I hadn't really been to. It was also a much larger store, had a lot more variety, a lot of yarns I've like heard talked about, but never personally used. Like I said, guys, the majority of my stash up until recently has been acrylics. Like I haven't really branched out from big box stores. With the exception of like the occasional indie dyed. Like I do not do like the Malabrigos, Monostil Uruguay, Zabber Balls, things like that. I don't do those things until now. So I'm just gonna pull out random ones and show them to you. This is Malabrigo Ultimate Sock in the color 164 Sur. For reference, when I went on this trip, I was intentionally aiming for tonals and speckles because a lot of things I have in my stash that are indie dyed are like variegated, and very few variegated or semi-striped, kind of striped. Not a whole lot of, an occasional tonals, not a whole lot of speckles, not a whole lot of self-striping. So I was aiming for tonals and speckles, trying for speckles really, really hard. So I guess this is a really good example of speckles galore. So this is the Malabrigo in color Ultimate Sock in color Sir. And it is blue, purple, green, speckly goodness. It is me in a speckled skein. Like, it is absolutely beautiful. Like, can you see the color? Wrong way. There we go. Look at that. It is beautiful. And that bit of green, ugh, it's just mwah, beautiful. I love it. I'm really sorry about crinkling. The bag is gonna crinkle a lot. And then next I got was some local to me yarns. Well, kind of local to me. These are from Moonglow Fiber out in Bend, Oregon. I'd never heard of them before. They must be a new dyer, I'm guessing. I don't know. I will put them down below. All of the brands I'm using and everything will be linked down below. God, that link description box is gonna be massive. Holy crap. But yeah, so this is the Moonglow Fibers Soul DK, and I got the color Foibles and Mercury. So this is Foibles. It's kind of a speckly variegated, kind of pinky purple. And then this is Mercury. It's more of a gray color. Really nice gray. My hope is to do them together as something probably, maybe something color work, or maybe something that just like a slip stitch pattern or something. That's a technique I've never tried. I haven't tried slip stitch color work or something. So those will become something together. And their Soul DK is actually 50%, is a 50-50 merino cotton, which I've never tried before. I've never tried a merino cotton blend before, which is another reason why I got these. Because not only am I supporting someone local to me, but also trying a completely different blend that I've ever tried. So I'm very excited about those. And then I got, this first batch is from the second store that I went to. I got significantly less yarn at the second store. I got so much at the first store. And then I got, what are these? Oh my god. I got 3 skeins of Malabrigo Rios, one in the color Cosmos, which is like a light blue gray, which is beautiful. And then in the color Denim, a nice medium tonal blue. And then in the color Cirrus Gray, whoops, which is a dark gray blue. And my plan with those 3, I'll show them to you together, is I'm going to make a Andrea Mowry cowl. No, not cowl. An Andrea Mowry shawl. I'm blanking on the name of it at this moment though. It will be linked below. I saw a store sample of that shawl in like shades of purple, and I normally love purple. Purple and blue is my thing. But I literally just finished the Melting Marl in shades of purple, so I was like, no. I really, like, a lot of my shawls are purple. I was like, no, I really need to do something in blue. So this is my little color palette, and hopefully, and I'll also put a picture over here of that shawl so that you see what it looks like and what I'm hoping to do with these. And the last thing I got from the second store was my very first Zabber Ball. Look, it's purple. So I got a Shawl Zabber Ball in the color 2543. I don't think it actually has a name, that color. I don't think so. No, Dark Roses Inspiration, I think is what it's called. I don't know. But that is my shades of purple Zabber Ball, and I'm very excited to make that into socks. It will be socks, absolutely. You'll notice a theme here. There's a lot of sock yarn that will likely become socks at some point. So that was the second store. Everything else is from the first store. So the first store had, like I said, had a lot of variety, like so many different yarns I've never tried before. So I was super, super excited when I came, especially with how much of, like, I've been watching a hell of a lot of Lisa from Knit All the Yarn podcast. I'm watching like her entire freaking backlog. I'm almost caught up. I'm so close. But she uses this dyer quite a bit. It's Hue Loco, and I've only seen Hue Loco on her podcast. So I walked into the store that I went to, the very first store. I saw they had her backyard chicken collection, so I got 2 of those. I got 2. I got one of the rooster group, one of the rooster like pairings, and one of the hen pairings. So this is supposed to be, the full skein is Java with a mini of Juniper and Lapis. So this is like purple and blue speckles, and then it's got a purple and blue mini. So heels, toes, and cuffs, obviously. This is a very me bundle. This is me. This is me in socks. So I got those, and then the other one was the Lavender Silky with Agave and Snowshoe as the minis. So this one's more of like a pinky brown, and then it's got the baby blue and like white creamy minis, which these are, and they're different bases too. Like this one was her Phyllis sock, so 75/25 merino nylon, and then this one is her merino sock, which is an 80/20 merino nylon. So different blends there. And then I got myself a skein of Madeline Tosh Twist Light in the color Optic. It's more neutral speckle. It's just a natural color with some, I think they're supposed to be black speckles. Just really basic. I figured this would be a really good one to do as like a like accent color if I do something, or like I don't have all that many like lighter colors in my stash. I really don't. So I figured this would be a good one to get for something. It was really funny. This color, my husband kept picking this color when we were at the store, but he kept pulling it in a single ply, and I was like, no, I'm not doing a single ply. I refuse to do single ply. I can't stand it. The very first finished object I showed you was a single ply, and I hated it. I really dislike single ply. I'm not a fan. But yeah, that's the Madeline Tosh one. And then I got a skein of Knitted Wit sock in the color Festivus. So this is like a purpley gray base with a bunch of blue and green all over it. Not very speckly, it's more variegated for sure, because I'm drawn to those variegateds. But it's definitely a bit closer to like somewhere in the middle between speckles and variegateds. And I've never done anything with Knitted Wit before. It's their 80/20 merino nylon base. So I'm very excited to use this because I've heard of them and I've seen their stuff, but I've never bought it. And then I got myself a skein of Monastel Uruguay's Allegra, and this is in the color, I think it's called Ming. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize they actually have the like name of the person who made it. Cool. This is their 75/25 merino nylon. Lots of blue, different shades of blue, and then speckles of, like pink and orange all over it. It's really, really soft. Like, it's some of the most loosely plied and squishy 75/25 I've ever touched. And this is really nice. This is nice. It's really nice. And then I happened across Hedgehog Fibers, which I had never gotten before. I got 2 Hedgehog Fiber skeins, both on their sock base, so it's 90% wool, 10% nylon, and the colors Iris and Matchstick. So this is Iris, pinky purples with a whole bunch of like brighter speckles with blues and pinks and yellows. So that's super fun. And then this one is Matchstick. So this is like a gray base with a bunch of different colored speckles, a lot of like sooty brown, black, and like yellowy colors, like supposed to be fire. And I'm very excited for this one. Like I've never used Hedgehog before. I've never owned Hedgehog, so I'm very excited to like play with this and see how it goes. And then the only sweater quantity of anything that I bought was a dyer I have purchased from before. I actually purchased it when I was on a mini yarn crawl on a work trip back in October. The company is called Spun Right Round. And it's really funny. I didn't realize this until I got home. I purchased this exact same color, but on a different base when I was on that work trip. So now I have a sweater quantities worth on her tough sock, on their tough sock base, which is a 75/25 merino nylon, in the colorway Magician. And it is just this variegated shades of blue with browns and speckles and purples, and again, me and a yarn, and I have the 3 skeins now that I can make into a sweater when it comes time to do that. Like, I purposely got 3 because I know when I'm not tiny, but like when I'm closer to my goal weight, I will only need 1,300 yards of sock yarn to make a sweater. Like, I know I won't need 2,400 yards anymore. So those larger like sock sweater quantities that I have are going to get broken up for sure, but this was one I'm just like, I know when I get to a smaller size that I can knit sweaters with less yarn. So this was one of those times where I was like, I love this color so much. Obviously I was drawn to it a second time in a completely different store, a completely different state, so I made sure to get my hands on 3 of those. Okay, I got 2 of these, which I've never seen these before. They're the Lane's Denord Paint Gradient Socks. They're made in Italy. I got the color number 11 and 23. So this is number 11. It's a purple gradient sock, which I'm very much looking forward to, because it's like, it's literally like, looks like a rainbow, like a color palette threw up, but it's all in shades of purple, if that makes sense. Like, it just, the mixing of the colors is just so purple, but it, like, when you look at it really close, it's like a mixture of all these different colors. You can kind of see that there. And then it's kind of the same thing in 23, but in blues. Like, it's so fun. It's so fun. I'm so excited. Like, you can kind of see the little preview picture on the label. Like, that's just so fun. It's so fun. I can't wait to do those. Lots of socks in my future, guys. Lots of socks. So that's all the yarn that I got. And then I happened upon, in the second store, this little Notion bag. I'm a dog mom. I love dogs, so I had to get that. And I also found this pack of little sheep stitch markers from a company called Emma Ball Limited, based out of Nottingham, UK. Don't know how the shop in Oregon got them, but I mean, I know how, but it's just an interesting connection. It's gonna be really hard to show you. It's just a whole lot of little sheep. There we go. So much of little sheeps. They're super cute. They're all wearing sweaters, so I figured those would be super cute, and just they're adorable. I can't wait to use those. Okay, I'm back. More yarns I'll put away. So on top of all those, in the course of the last month, I also acquired some more yarn for, obviously, for my brick block blanket. I acquired 1 skein for that, and then a couple more skeins for the Gingham and Daisies because I was running out of yarn. I'm trying to make that. The pattern is not very big, and I like to do a bigger baby blanket, so I need more yarn. I was a little bit disappointed. I ordered some more of the rose heather color, and it's got this weird like orangey lean to it. Like it's not as pink as the original skein I was using. So because I have more of this kind of orangey leaning color, I'm gonna end up doing like, how do I explain this? Like, I'm gonna redo some of the plain pink squares with this more orangey version of the yarn so that I can mix it into the blanket squares with the pinky yarn, or the more pink leaning dye lot. That way I get it out of my stash, because I'm not gonna use it as it is. Like, it's a too orange leaning for what I would want it to be for a pink. But I definitely want, like, I don't know how to put it. I don't know how else to put this. Like, I just don't want it to be stuffed. I don't want it to leave live in my stash. So I'm gonna try and use as much of that as I possibly can, in an effort to get those skeins out of my stash. So I had those, the 32 balls of Felichi, the 19 balls of yarn from the 2 yarn stores. All of that combined was a total of 4,148 grams into my stash. But I also completed the, because I definitely was counting this, count that one, I guess that's off a bit. Oh, whatever. Counting all the yarn, soft yarn cowls, the Italian autumn cowl, the melting marl, the brick block blanket, and then the vanilla socks. I got around 2,268 grams out of my stash, which put me at a net positive of 1,880 grams, which isn't too bad. It really isn't. Like, it just means that I don't get to buy any more yarn for the rest of the year. Which, honestly, that's okay. Like, I'm finding this year I want to be doing more out of my stash, and even though I did just do that big purge and I still have the 3 bags I need to go get rid of, I might offer them to my friend who's a crocheter. I might do that before I just take them to any Goodwill or whatever. But, like, I don't know. It's just, I just don't, I'm trying to focus more on knitting from my stash, and I have all these pretty new yarns. I know I'm going to use them at some point. I mean, if you watched my stash video, you saw I didn't get rid of a single hand-dyed skein or commercial dyed skein. Everything I got rid of was the acrylics. Like, I purged easily half of the acrylics I have in my stash, and all the things that were really old, things that I would never freaking use because the color was not working for me anymore. Like, I've really, really refined. I think I'm getting better at refining my stash and really finding the colors that work for me, and not just holding on to colors because they might come be useful later. So there's that. But so yeah, that's all the yarny knitting stuff. Okay, so content warning, we are now getting into the weight loss and anxiety stuff. I'm gonna try really hard not to cry in this section because it's been kind of rough. Weight loss has been meh. So the last like weight I gave you guys was episode 2 when I said I was at 255.8. Yeah, I'm still in the 250s. I'm working with a nutritionist now, like on the regular, like every other week I'm seeing her. I'm definitely getting better at the whole like how to structure your plate in a way that's nutritious and nutritionally dense. I still really struggle with the volume eating thing. I very much am one of those people, like, I'm lucky in that I don't do the mindless eating anymore. Like, I've become far more aware of what I'm putting in my body, when I'm putting it in my body. I think my big issue is that I don't feel feel, based on the action of putting things in my body, I don't feel like I'm putting enough in. Like I am coming to the conclusion I am very much, because of the portion sizes I've been eating most of my life, I am very much a volume eater. Like, if I'm going to eat something, I want to consume a lot of it. Think like one single serving of potato chips feels like nothing. I want to eat the whole bag. Like, even though I know the potato chips are not good for me, not at that volume, not good for me. My brain is telling me that I'm not eating enough of the potato chips for, like, my brain doesn't agree with serving sizes, basically. My brain thinks that serving sizes are far too fucking small, which has caused a lot of frustration and a lot of anxiety, and I've had a number of anxiety attacks over, like, trying to be good. Like, I had an anxiety attack last month, the day we had a catered lunch at work. Like, I went through this whole process of making sure that, like, I purposely didn't eat my yogurt and berries bowl in the morning, so I would have enough calories to actually have the lunch, and then like, eat the food that I wanted to eat. Like, we were having Olive Garden catered. I wanted to actually have fettuccine alfredo. Like, I wanted pasta. God damn it, I wanted fucking pasta with some creamy sauce. And I got sucked into this meeting with my boss for this new system we're working on, and because of it, not only did I go to take my lunch an hour and a half after lunch had been served for everyone else. So everything was not only cold, but then there was no chicken left at all, which I had planned on having. So I was forced to do, like, the sausages or whatever, which are not macro friendly at all from what I'm looking for when it comes to macros. And, like, I made sure my plate was half salad with minimal dressing, minimal Parmesan, and then I had, like, literally, like, the smallest amount of pasta with the Alfredo sauce, and, like, only two little, like, one, it's like, essentially, like, one sausage, and then one breadstick, of course, as you do. And when I went home, like, I put all that into my food tracker, and I got really, really sad because I had only consumed my protein bar that morning, so barely 200 calories, and then that lunch was literally like 1,300 calories. And mind you, my nutritionist, because I'm not working out right now, she's got me on, like, just shy, per the calculations, to lose a pound a week. She's got me on, like, just under 1,800 calories a day with, like, an aim of 100 grams of protein, which was a big change. Like, I was doing, like, 1,900 calories and 150 plus grams of protein a day. Now, granted, the change was made because I'm not working out right now. So, like, I don't need all the extra protein because I'm not trying to build muscle. So it made sense to reduce my calories, reduce my protein, because I'm not working out, which is fair. Like, from a nutritional standpoint, it makes sense. But, like, I got home that night and was like, I was genuinely hungry for air-fried green beans and the Costco lightly breaded chicken chunks. Like, I literally just wanted green beans and healthy little chicken nuggets. That's all I wanted. But I didn't have enough calories for that. And I lost my fucking mind. I lost my mind because I was like, I had this moment of, like, how am I supposed to sustain this if I attempt to be good, and I attempt to follow the rules, and I attempt to eat the portions I should, but it still leaves me with nothing later to nourish my body in a way that I feel I need right now. And so I had my little freak out, and, like, my husband was trying to be really sweet, and God bless him. I'm so grateful for him. He has put up with a lot of shit from me in the last few months. But he was like, well, why don't you have your yogurt bowl? Like, that's not just gonna consume your last, like, 200 calories or whatever. But I was like, I don't want yogurt. I legitimately want a vegetable and a nugget. Like, that's what I want. Like, I was specifically craving the green beans. Specifically the green beans was what I was craving. And I didn't have enough calories to do that with something, with a protein. Because I definitely hadn't hit my protein goal yet. So I was severely lacking in the protein department for the day. So I knew I needed to eat some protein to feel a bit better. And so I was like, you know what? fuck this. I'm gonna make the green beans. I'm gonna have the freaking chicken chunks. I'm gonna record it regardless of if it puts me into the 1900 calorie range. I don't fucking care. And I did. And I physically felt so much better because of the things I ate. And because I did eat. Instead of just telling myself, nope, I have to fucking go to bed now. I don't have enough calories. So the next time I saw my nutritionist after having the conversation, after that occurred, she really instilled in me the whole concept of eating mindfully and eating to nourish my body and reminding me my black and white thinking is in the way. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this is a constant theme with my therapist, my personal therapist, is that I am very much a black and white thinker. I am very much a all or nothing thinker. So it's like anytime my husband and I are struggling, it's just like, oh, we're struggling, we don't have the perfect marriage, we're on the brink of divorce. Like, I am very much a positive extreme or negative extreme. There is nothing in between. Like, the world of gray is awful. It's so awful. I hate it. I can't. The gray, the unknown, like, that is not, I hate it so much. So, like, having my nutritionist remind me, like, it's okay to go over your protein goal. It's okay to consume more or less calories. Like, what's most important is, how do you physically feel? Like, is your body, like, what is your body craving? Like she was reminding me, like, you're trying to be more mindful about how you eat and what you eat. So, like, if your body is craving red meat, then eat the red meat. Just do it more mindfully in terms of what's going to be nutritious. So, like, yeah, if I'm craving red meat, maybe don't get the freaking mayonnaise greasy hamburger. Maybe have one of the prepped freaking low percent patties you made yourself, like you've meal prepped, and put a little bit of freaking chicken, a little bit of cheese on it, and do it with green beans. Like, that hits the iron driven red meat craving, and then you're getting in that, like, less fat, but you're also getting the creaminess of the cheese, and then you're also getting the green beans, which your body's also craving. It's like I discovered air fried green beans, and now I'm just, like, craving them all the time. So she really reminded me that, like, what's most important is, what does my body, like, I need to listen to what my body is craving in moderation. Like, if I'm craving cookies, okay, have a serving of freaking cookies. Have your 3 little mini cookies, because it's better to just eat the freaking cookie than tell myself, no, I'll have an apple, and still crave the cookie and then go eat 4 times the serving of cookies. Like, the psychology of it, as someone who has horrible food noise, like, sweet baby Jesus, the food noise is so bad, so fucking bad. Like, anytime there are treats in the office, there is a lunch, there is something, anything. Like, I've had a fucking donut craving for weeks now, and I have somehow, like, for the most part, avoided it. Like, the one day the donut craving was at its absolute worst, I did this really smart thing, and luckily my husband works at the same fucking place as me, so this made it a lot easier. I messaged him and was like, hey, we talked about donuts this morning. I know you also want donuts. How do you feel about splitting a little pack of Miss Field's frosted donuts with me at our break? It's literally a little tiny pack of 6 little mini donuts. So we did. We bought a little pack of donuts, we split them, and it was perfection. It was literally, I got to have half a serving, I got to kick that fucking craving, and I've been fine. Like, do I still crave a freaking donut? Absolutely. I am on a very much a normal chocolate cake donut thing right now. I very much still want one of those, but it's not, like, all consuming, because I did that thing where I had the little itty bitty donuts. Like, there's a lot of things around food that I'm really struggling with. Like, specifically the volume and portions. Like, that stuff is really hard. And I think it's compounded right now because my calories are so much lower because I'm not working out. Like, I spent the first 6 months of this journey working out 4 days a week, consuming like 1900 calories, 150 to 160 grams of protein. I honed in on those legitimately high protein fucking foods. Like, this whole thing of, oh, it's only 100 calories and you get like 6 grams of protein. That's not what I mean by that's not high protein. Like, anything, like when you see a Laughing Cow wedge ad or whatever and it says, oh, it's got like, it's only 45 calories and only 2 grams of protein. That's not high protein. Don't fucking try and sell it to me as high protein. That's not. If I add a 0 to the number on that freaking protein, like if I add a 0 and it's not greater than the number of calories, that's not high protein. It's not. I don't care how many times you tell me, oh, it's high protein. It's not. It's really, really not. So, because that's how I measure something as high protein, I spent the first 6 months honing in on the items and foods that are actually high protein. So much so that I have completely replaced entire things in my eating with those high protein things. Like, I don't go for candy bars anymore. I go for a Built Puff Bar because it tastes like fucking candy. If I want a candy bar, I want one of those. Like, I legitimately, like, right now I'm at such a low calorie requirement that I can't even really have one of those, and that's frustrating. Like, not only because I don't need the extra protein, I can easily expend the calories. It's like 140 calories per bar, but I don't need the extra protein. That's the other problem I'm having right now, is that I don't need the extra protein. And everything I want is high protein. So it's like, well, shit, like the Fairlife nutrition plan shakes. Again, 30 grams of protein, 150 calories. I don't need that much protein right now because I'm not working out, and it is frustrating me because the things that I want are low in calorie but high in protein. And I can't really do them. Like, I have my protein, my Quest protein bar in the morning because it's got all that extra fiber. Like, I have an iron deficiency. High fiber is really, really important to me. Really, really important. So literally, my first food I eat in the morning is a high fiber protein bar, which also is high protein. It's, yeah. That's the first thing I eat, and then I follow it up typically a couple hours later with a Greek yogurt fruit bowl, which again, extra fiber and more protein. And that carries me over to lunch. And I'm actually noticing a bit of a frustration with the factor meals that I like. Wednesday through Friday, I'm at the office, so I have those factor meals, so I don't have to worry about making lunch. But they're I'm noticing this thing where they're not actually macro friendly. Like, the portion is ridiculously tiny, but it's a lot of calories and kind of okay on the protein, but it's still not, from my metric, not considered high protein, and the portions are fucking tiny, and it's so frustrating. It's I don't feel like I'm eating enough for the amount of calories and the amount of protein I'm getting. I physically does not look like I'm consuming enough, and that is really, really a problem for me. So when I was talking to my nutritionist last week, going over this with her, she was telling me okay, then we need to focus on getting more of those high volume, low calorie foods in your diet. So she's like, well, what about, she's like, you mentioned you like popcorn. What about popcorn? I'm like, okay, cool. I literally have a thing called a Proper Popper, which I will put a picture and link below. It's literally a silicone popper bucket that I can throw plain kernels into and microwave. I can make my own microwave popcorn in this thing, and then I put the tiniest little spray of avocado oil and pink Himalayan sea salt on it. And the amount that I can have for 100 fucking calories is massive. It's 3 cups of popped popcorn is 100 calories. So that's considerably more than you think it is. Believe me, it's more than you think it is. So she was like, well, do things like that. And yeah, she's like, we kind of identified that if I don't feel like I have physically put enough in my mouth throughout the day, when I get home, my snacking gets so, in the evening, my snacking is so fucking bad. So she's like, okay, fine. Let's put some high volume, low calorie foods into your day, during the day stuff, so that you will not feel so snackish in the evening. And so far that seems to be working. There's definitely been a couple days in the past week where I'm like, fuck this. I want the burger. I want the chicken strips. I don't want to have the thing. I don't want the nutrition. And that's okay. Was another thing we talked about the last time I talked to her. Like, I told her, like, my birthday, I have a birthday party. My birthday's, in a couple days. And I was like, what do I do? What do I track? Like, do I track everything? Do I track the alcohol I'm going to consume? And da-da-da-da. And she was like, you track nothing. You literally just enjoy your day. Because that's balance. You don't think about it. You just track it. Like, you just track it. You just enjoy it. You don't track anything. I did. I literally tracked nothing. The funny thing is, the entire day when I didn't track a single thing, I didn't have, like, any problems. Like, I ate 3 meals. I didn't overconsume at all. Like, I think my husband and I, the night before, because we knew we were going to sleep in late, we pre-ordered breakfast to be delivered to our house. And I ordered a kid's meal. Like, I ordered literally a slice of bacon and a slice of bacon and egg, and then, like, him and I shared a biscuits and gravy, and I made myself a slice of toast so I could eat my egg on the toast. Like, I didn't overeat, like, at all. I had, like, a very well-rounded freaking breakfast, and I had a side of fruit with it too. So it's like, and then again, we had lunch, like, 4 or 5 hours later, and I got a smaller sandwich that I normally do from one of my favorite sandwich places. And I haven't really gone to a sandwich place and actually gotten bread in a while. So, like, going there and getting what they called a mini sandwich, which was, like, a little bit bigger than half of the next size up, eating that was perfection. Like, I had no idea how much I was overeating at that place specifically. Like, I did, like, after I finished that little sandwich, I didn't feel like I'd missed anything. I didn't feel like I'd eaten too much. Like, and instead of eating a sandwich that was like 1,200 calories, I only had one that was 600. Like, this, like, and I did it with the mayonnaise, with the bacon, everything. Like, I didn't skimp on shit. But it was still, like, everything I wanted it to be in every way. And I consumed significantly less. I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. I was really happy about that. And then went to my party, and my party was, like, at a event, like a fun, like, bowling event center or whatever. And there was salad and a veggie bar and a bunch of pizzas, and I literally ate 2 slices of pizza and a salad. And had 3 drinks. That was it. Like, they were not big pieces of pizza. They were relatively small pieces of pizza. Like, normally when I go to that kind of thing, I will consume, like, 4 or 5 pieces of pizza and then salad drenched in ranch. Like, yes, I put ranch on my salad, but, like, it was minimal. Like, it was actually minimal. So and, like, I had a slice of the cheesecake that we did, and, like, I didn't even finish it. Like, in comparison to how I used to eat, it was very, very tame. My portions were very reasonable, and I'm very proud of myself for that, and I'm really looking forward to when the next time I see my nutritionist, so I can tell her about that. Because I should be proud of that. That's a big fucking deal. To go from someone who horribly overeats at every fucking meal to stopping and recognizing the signals from my body that, hey, maybe you should stop. Like, you don't really need to eat anymore. So that was a really big deal. So that's, like, the weight loss stuff. I'm currently hovering at 251 point something. I'm so close to the 40-pound mark. I'm so close. So close. So I'm hoping that my hope, because my brother is supposed to come, my brother/trainer is finally coming out tomorrow to actually go with me to the gym and really hopefully hammer it back into me, like, hey, you need to go, so that I can get back on the horse and start working out again and start feeling strong again. And hopefully that will help with the really horrendous mental health that I've had in the last few months. So I'm kind of moving into the anxiety and mental health stuff now. I realized a couple of days ago that I have been, for the last 3.5 months, I'd say 3.5, 4 months, since about mid-January, I have been significantly neglecting doing the things that I need to do to take care of myself, i.e. focusing on what I eat and working out, especially the working out part. And I realized just literally a couple of days ago, the reason I've been doing this is because of where my marriage is at right now. And mind you, my marriage is doing much better now. But back in January, my husband and I had this massive, massive fight. Now, for context, we do not fight. Like, it is our catchphrase. We do not fight like normal people. We do not. It is not a thing we do. And that is one of my favorite things about us, is we do not fight like normal people. We do not yell at each other. We do not scream. If we are having a misunderstanding, we pause and say, okay, where are we misunderstanding? Where is the issue? Where is miscommunication? Like, we don't do this kind of thing. But we had a really big knockout, drag out, fucking screaming match. And it shook both of us really, really hard. Like, both of us have abandonment issues, and both of us were really, like, had a moment where we were genuinely terrified the other one was, like, gonna leave. And I might start crying about this because it was really scary. We legitimately thought for a bit, like, during that fight, that we were gonna be done. And granted, we both, like, I especially went into this massive anxiety, like a really, really big anxiety attack over it. Like, the kind of where you're physically hitting yourself because the thoughts won't stop. Like, the amount of "you're worthless, he's gonna leave you" thoughts were, I can't even explain how devastating they were. Like, they normally, when my husband's around, he helps with quieting those thoughts and quieting those anxieties. And I think because we were in that heightened state, those thoughts were so much louder than they normally are. And I think, and part of that was, like, I think because they were so much louder, it was making the anxiety attack even worse. And we had this moment where we just held each other, and I just screamed, "Please don't leave me." And I know to a lot of people that would be, like, very codependent, but for both of us, it's a really big fucking deal to say to each other, "Don't leave me, I'm right here, I'm not going anywhere." Like, those are important things for both of us. And we both had this moment of, we both said, "Please don't leave me, I don't want to be done, I love you too much, please don't." And I think in that moment, I did my all or nothing, and I completely switched from doing what I needed to do to take care of myself and really focus on myself for the first time in my life, to focusing all of my energy into us and fixing us and couples therapy and communicating better and making the areas of frustration better for the two of us as a unit, rather than taking care of myself. And it has yielded 3.5 straight months of anxiety attack after anxiety attack after anxiety attack, and day after day after day after day of feeling like a shell and not feeling strong and not feeling like myself and not being able to hold my head up. And I also have to add into this, like, there's a lot of stuff going on at work. There's a new level of work stress that on the surface doesn't look like a lot. Like, when I look at the work stress, it doesn't look like a lot, but in reality, it's probably more than I think it is, and probably more than I've ever handled. My brain and my body are not okay with it, and I don't have a fit right now, do not have an outlet for that stress, i.e. the gym, because I haven't gone. And then you compound that with my husband's participating in that same stressor, so we are sharing this stress, but in different ways, and it's impacting how we communicate with each other, how we can, like, can we spend time together, can we talk, can we, be intimate, can we connect, like the connecting thing. So in the last few, like, I really realized the other day that in the last few months I have not been focusing on myself, because which is ironic, because I'm the one who initiated the couples therapy. I'm the one who said, we need to fix this area of problems that we've been having for the last decade, or I can't do this anymore. Like, I had to say that, and I still feel really terrible, because I know it's put my husband on edge, and I know it's taken away some of the trust he has in me, which is really hard. And I know now that I have to spend the rest of my life, if needed, to earn back that trust, so that he doesn't fear that I'm gonna leave him. But like, I kind of had this realization that, and it helps that I discussed it with him. He reminded me, like I did with him the other day, that if I do not take care of myself, I cannot take care of us, because there is no us without me. And if I'm not whole, then I can't participate. I can't give him or be the partner that he wants and he needs. And that's not what I want. I don't want to be an absent partner. So I'm now on this, like, rediscovery journey or something of reaffirming that I need to put myself first, and that as long as I communicate with him and with my husband, that things will be okay. That as long as I actively work on myself, take care of myself, I will, doing that, I will take care of him and take care of us. And I'll be able to be there for him and be there for us, and I will, especially with the working out thing and eating better, it's already been a good example for him, and just by osmosis, like, my husband has lost 20 pounds. Just by osmosis from being around me doing this thing, and with the food changes, like, that wasn't planned, it just happened. And I want to continue that. I want to continue to be a good example for all of you, and especially for him and for myself. And I need to hurry up and wrap this. The camera's gonna die. I guess I need to find a new balance. I can't keep doing all or nothing. It can't be this or that, yes or no. It has to be a maybe. There has to be a maybe. If I don't learn to do the maybe, if I don't learn to be in the gray, I'm going to burn myself out and be in a far worse spot than I'm at. And I'm already pretty fucking low right now. I won't go into details, but I'm already pretty fucking low. And I don't want to be any lower. I really don't. I want to crawl out of this fucking hole and be myself again. And that starts with taking care of myself and working out and physically getting stronger and addressing the mental challenges and fueling my body properly and being kind to myself. Above all, being kind to myself. Because there are a lot of things I would say to myself I'd never say to anyone else. I sure as fuck, God, if my two best friends heard the shit I say to myself, they would fucking kill me. Both of them would be like, what the fuck? That's not okay. You don't say those things to yourself. I would never say them to them. Not a day in my life I would dream of it. So why is it okay that I say them to myself? Why? It's not. It's really not. And I need to remember that every fucking day. I need to remember that I have to be kind to myself, that I am a human being, and I'm gonna make mistakes, and I'm gonna fuck up, and that's okay, and I'm gonna fail. I have to be okay with failure. I have to be. If I don't, it's gonna get much worse, and I don't want that. No one does. No one that I know in my life wants it to get worse. So, I'm gonna start with tomorrow. I'm gonna start with going back to the gym with my brother. And I'm gonna try really hard to go to the gym this week, and the next week, and the next week. I'm gonna take it a week at a time. And I'm gonna start kicking ass again. Because I have to. It's like having that revelation back in May of last year all over again. Like, I'm at a point where it's not a, I'll start this day, I'll start next month, I'll start next week. Like, no. It has to start now. For myself. I have to. I can't keep waiting around for someone to save me, or for someone to do it for me. Only I can do this for myself. If I want to take care of my husband and my marriage, I have to take care of myself. That is the only black and white. Is that in order to take care of him and us, I have to take care of me. I have to. And I'm gonna continue documenting it, and I really hope that everything I've said resonates with somebody. I hope it inspired somebody, maybe. I hope you feel like it's a safe enough space to make a comment. I'm really thankful for all the comments. I'm really thankful for all of you that are here. All like 330 of you, holy crap. But I think I gotta go now. I'm gonna go, like, probably cuddle with my husband and my dog. And just reconnect and do the human things. So, go hug someone you love. Go hug your pet if you don't have a person. And I love you. I'm happy you're here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.